time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for sin. Vote without violence. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for sin. Vote without violence. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Vote without violence. Now not the time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for sin. Vote without violence. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for sin. Vote without violence. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Vote without violence. Now not the time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for sin. Vote without violence. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for sin. Vote without violence. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Vote without violence. Now not the time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence.
Good morning, Fambolden, and welcome to the program Salon Talk, where they come to you on TDN Africa Media. We where they bring the program come to you. Me, your name na Amadu S-Bar.
And me, your name na Ezekiel Koroma.
Inside the program Salon Talk, we can talk about in them where they happen and we can't see Mama Salon. We can make analysis and as well take your own view inside the program. You can do that by sending your text message to the number where they shown on the screen, or you drop your comments now we comment section. We go read them out. As inside the program today,
we get for talk about them where the Pprc, of course, get for talk to TDN on the engagements we then get with the Ecsl, the APC party, and the security sectors. And inside the Salon Talk, we get for also talk about the arrival of the ballot papers them for the June 24 elections, and we get for connect Mr. Abat Masakoi, winner the director of the external relations from the Ecsl, for make a give more on that. And also inside Salon Talk, we go talk about the APC former MP Abdulai, again for explain what you take on the ballot box and come on. And inside Salon Talk, we get for giving our elections and campaign updates and waiting they happen today.
All right, fumble them. Continue for the watch the program. And if you just join me, this is not the program Salon Talk where they come to you on TDN Africa Media. We there so for they bring you the independent, credible, and unbiased news. We go for a short break, and once we come back, we can begin discuss. But then in there so proper one.
Now the time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence.
Indeed, all we want for see during this election year, so now for make sure see we get a violence-free election, a credible, free, fair election come June 24. We're not far from we all again. If I them know, the All People's Congress Party leader earlier in this month been put out a press release who say he make recommendation and also make some demands them, especially for where we move into the election proper one. Who say we see the leader being of the All People's Congress in the person of Dr. Samuel Matthew Wilson Kamara, state say you're not satisfied with the way the electoral process they go. Therefore, then they ask that the ECSL do certain thing then for make sure say transparency and accountability na something way very prominent in the process of this particular election year. So with Sierra Leone they move towards. So in that light, the leader being called on the ECSL for make available the data, for as well try for look into other issues we get for do with the registration and the voter ID card itself, and then we also get issue with about the legitimacy of the commissioner, the chief electoral commissioner and the other commissioners them who side and demand say them for resign, and that's been happen na the Brookfields Hotel within a Jomo Kenyatta Road. Usai the leader been give 72 hours for let them meet to then demand them day. And we see after where the 72-hour elapse or where the 72-hour done, we see say the PPRC way na the political party regulatory commission were responsible for oversee the affairs of political parties, and the Independence Commission for Peace and National Cohesion called the ECSL and the APC party to a table, including the security sector. This meeting also been happened yesterday. Na Bintumani, Usai then gets engagement with the APC and that of the ECSL. Usai the APC presents their position paper to them. So for no waiting go on na that particular engagement day yesterday, we been reached out to the chairman for the PPRC, Mr. Abdulai and Bangura, and he been promised say he could talk to me this morning inside the program for give me a brief background or for give them a brief background as to what happened yesterday, now the engagement and waiting and they expect say go be the final outcome. So continue for watch the program, and we go they rub Mott Panam while to go they try for connect Mr. Abdulai Bangura. So Ezekiel, we see finally the PPRC and the Independence Commission for Peace and National Cohesion engage the APC party and the ECSL. You know, what do you think say that really mean for you?
Well, I think even though we don't know the final outcome of the engagement, but I believe say now with regards to the issues where the APC party don't raise,
okay,
we get for surround the elections in credibility. I believe now on that the PPRC call for engage the different parties way involved. You know, so it kind of the CC, I think they don't do their work as an institution where the body were responsible for registered all political parties. And so if I can say, if then clients get issue with the possible way they conduct elections, I think the need for serve as a father for bring together the ECSL and the political parties and the security as well, because for them, Kuskas no day in the elections there, you not get for forget the security sectors, because then so they play a key role for say law and order maintain, for say violence is not take place, or outside violence don't take place, then we say then come inside for cool down the situation. So I think a better for engage them 2-3 people here for a talk, you know, and we all they know say the APC don't delay complain too much on this elections issue, and I believe say engaging the ECSL, engaging the security sectors, and engaging the APC party themselves to a discussions. So I believe say we go get a lot we go accommodate where Mr. Bangura can for giving, as of course the engagement they still continue today. We want to see how fruitful it was. It may be in the side of the APC, especially because now the more they cry, and so if the Pprc don't call them to a discussion, so I believe say then just get for look into the issues there, look to Dande, which you get for explain, look to Dande, which you get for explain, and then see say then they find the way forward in order for solve the problem. Again with the security sector, so they see say the APC party over the campaigns, during the campaign moment, we see there are a lot of violences where in the presence of the police, them or the security sectors, then they happen. And we know they see any, or we know you really say, then when they were involved into them violence there, then they not arrest there or they so place. No, we know they then continue. So the APC party self they complain about the security sectors. So there is a need also for include them in the discussions, because make them self-explain their own side as to why some of them violences where they take place, the attacks where they take place on the opposition party, why they know they react, or why they know they do like where the party go see them say, okay, the security sector self don't they, or then they say they support in order for cool down the situation, you know, like an instances of the Kenem attempt where the APC been gets then at the time for campaign, we see boys, citizens, Sierra Leoneans, I can say civilians and go block the road, and we see the presence of the police, the OSD, the media around. Well, like we not see like the situation could pass the party get for find another way in order for enter the township, the Kenema township. So all of the issues and they were surrounding. If the Pprc call them both parties here for a discussion, so I believe saying that them issues there, then just go for talk. Yeah, nothing else but for talk on the issues there and see how among them we're able to understand each other and see say the elections go on peaceful and we get a credible outcome of the results. So now that's me the thing say and they go on.
Yeah, like you say rightly, the engagement is very much necessary at the time being. Although the engagements with me, in honest opinion, feel say them if I don't get, I mean, long before this time, because somebody not go to cry say no more, then they knock me, then they knock me, then they knock me, then you know someone for watch day. And at 2 rips, what a man gets, for instance, if you box the one side too much, they sink. So now, let take that analogy there as say already the man and rips don't already sink. What you really want to make them do at this time? You just want to make them go into an election with particular irregularities surrounding the elections, or you want to listen to the man in cry. I mean, so it's very important that they engage, but they don't really do this engagement here long before this time. That is the honest truth. In fact, to some people, them feel themselves and just want to distract the man them from the real action where them want to show to the world. And me self day of that opinion day. Because now only when the man don't put some press release out say they want to take on the street, then can begin to engage them now.
Yeah.
So what if I just want to engage them? It's a technique of a tactic for just make them not go ahead with their own action.
Exactly.
And of course, you know, say themselves like law-abiding party, and you see, say then they follow the electoral processes, and then go use that against them tomorrow. You know, I just hope the APC party is strategic enough, because themselves supposed for no say this one to me, I'm not gonna lie to you. Me, I only see and I saw the talker. You know, it seems to be a distraction tactic. That's what we go call him. We go refer to him as a distraction tactic. But all the same, fumble them. We want to talk to the head of Pprc for explain to fumble them, waiting make them call on this engagement, and waiting on come out so far in the engagement. Moving forward, waiting go get for happen. So continue for the watch the program, and we go for a short break and come back very soon.
And they say, vote to violence. Vote in peace. Vote to violence. CD and they say, all we want for sin. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. CD and they say, all we want for sin. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Now not the time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. To the end they say, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. To the end they say, all we want for sin. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. To the end they say, all we want for sin. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Now not the time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. To the end they say, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. To the end they say, all we want for sin.
Welcome back, Famble them. If you just join with the program where you watch na Salone Talk, where they come to you on TDN Africa Media, and we they look at topic them we get for do with the whole electoral processes, especially in the case of the call on the call of the APC party and the flag bearer, Dr. Samuel Kamara, regarding the areas them wouldn't think say not look clear in this election year. So we they look into that. Then we also want for look at the ballot papers then where the Ecsl don't finally report say it don't arrive yesterday, and because of this we go also get for talk to the external relation director na the Ecsl, when Mr. Albert Massaquoi, and we go also talk to former member of parliament under the All People's Congress Party, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, for talk to fumble them how you see the process so far, because in don't they part of that particular process where the ECSL they set out. So we don't try to forget the PPRC boss for talk to we on the first headline we will get to fumble them. We know say they can busy then time they are, but anytime we get some, we go talk to we at the program. But in the meantime, we go start for Rob Mott and the ballot paper will finally arrive. Ezekiel.
Yeah, with regards to the ballot paper, I think with the CC, there is also controversy because at first the ECS said say the ballot paper will arrive in the country on the 17th, and the country will receive them, will see the ballot paper will come to the country. And I believe say now an assurance that one the way the ECSL give to Sierra Unions, see the ballot paper they go on. And we also see issues surrounding the ballot paper that then tell we say they for do all the voting, we the voters get for use their ballot papers they are. And so we see say the ballots, the early voting go on, that they will then comment some, and where the ballot paper will then tell we say then they come to the country, no come. You know, so it don't raise a concern to many Sierra Leoneans as for asking questions why the ECSL they conduct early voting without the arrivals of the ballot paper. You know, so there is many questions, many opinions come based on the ballot papers. And, you know, for what we see, the ballot paper finally arrived yesterday. That is, I would say, that the people expect, but the day they expect the paper they are, it not be actually happen. You know, it happened that the ECSA go back and inform Sierra Leone and say the ballot paper not go come because of a delay in the cargo. You know, so a lot of issues where sometimes the ECSA can actually pose some questions to Sierra Leoneans in order for analyze the activities of the ECSL, whether it is done in transparency manner or it's done in just or outside the law or within the law, you know, because we see many a times where the ECSL they do their activities. Some of these things they cannot come publicly and notify Sierra Leone that then therefore carry these activities also. And along the line, they also see there is a change of date. And we just want to look at them and say they actually need to be well informed and understand whether the thing will happen or not before ever then come to the public and say something. So the issue of the ballot paper, Amadu, is that instead don't kind of post many questions where Sierra Leoneans they ask, you know, so somebody could just say, that why what's the paper bad? Then they pull dates, then when they make the reversal, then tell me this. So that's we don't see it go on with the ECSL, you know. So, but however, we glad for that we get the ballot papers. We just want for CC the process we're leading for the arrival of the ballot paper. It is done in a manner with transparency. We don't want for any issues of any ballot paper leak or it disappear or I mean, some of them carry already voting on them. We don't want to see that kind of issues today. We just want to see a plain blank papers where Sierra Leoneans get for use for go cast their votes on the 24th. And so now that's what they hope for. Say the ballot paper let it be clean, and now the ballot paper done there, even though we don't get early voters, and again then they look like say now two papers ballot papers they go for use. In respect of the design, it get for be like, maybe the design will be the same, but like the texture, or yeah, like the texture of the paper, it might be different. You know, it might be different. But like, when they see how we get for get somebody for connect and tell you more on this, how that one they get for look like Amadu.
Exactly, exactly. And we just want to inform Fambo them say regarding the ballot paper them, we been don't tell Fambo them say we'll get for talk to Honorable Abdulai because now he represent the APC party in the situation. And when we just try for connect them, it just make we understand say they are very critical parts right now. Now the ECSL who sign up for count the ballot papers. They say they non Panam since yesterday and then they continue for do them. So like for now like watch me and watch you session.
Wow. So
it don't they kind of like say let family them excuse and small just in case if you know go able for talk to family them today. But because we've been on giving an update say we want for no waiting and take about the process so far. But if we still able to get them before the program they done, we go definitely talk to them inside the program. We also they hope forget the external relation officer in the person of Albert Masakoy for explain to family them how the process go and who stage them they and for also respond to certain things them. But just like what my colleague Ezekiel been they say, the process of them ballot paper they have so their arrival it creates so much doubts in Boku people their mind. Because already, like somebody right in the States, from the onset of the arrival of the voter register ID cards then, it was slated to take place sometime inside April. But we see say, then postpone them again.
Sure.
Then postpone them. And it only starts towards the ending of that particular month. Because then give excuse say the country where they help we for put the ID card then together get strike in the country as such plane not be they move out of them country then they plane not be the fly out. So that have been the excuse where they been give to TDN, Africa Media, the tell been talk to Mr. Raymond George, where in the director of communications and director and media and media of communications. I beg your pardon. Now that's been telling we that this same Salone Talk program here say how the ID card they not come quick because of strike will happen. Then we see again when it came to the ballot papers. Lord left the ballot papers. Lord take again the 11,000 boxes, ballot boxes where we loan from the Guinean government. The Guinean government been get for loan with these ballot boxes. When the ballot boxes they have for come, 3 days the media been sit on standby. They wait for receive the ballot boxes then. The ballot boxes come in only after the time when they don't promise say for coming. Now to the ballot papers and other very important materials we get for do the RRF form. You understand the conciliation form and all that. We see say the date again when they given have been the 17th. It not come to light. So many doubts when it comes to timeliness. It don't be a weakness of the ECSL. Time is of the essence for every situation. Now, if you don't tell the party then say, oh, the ballot paper they come in the 17th of this month. The party then go down stand by the representative then for that purpose. And that representative then they now can't end up for tell and say, no, we don't postpone. Una just they stand by. So then they don't want stand by, then they wait for ballot paper. And that is what happened. Because we see even in the media, was put on standby for go receive the ballot paper there. ECSL pulled they want for work within the time frame where they get there. But in terms of delivery, they're not on the work along the time where they promise people there. And if some of these things continue for the happen in the whole electoral process, I mean, them thing and they all create room for doubt. People then go begin to suspect, say, why make this happen? Why not now? Why not happen that way then give? And for always you they give excuse to people, then time they can and they turn the haze. Where they talk, their attention go there other thing. Where you say you listen to me, they say yes, I listen you, but not lie, they know they listen to you. Because what's happen, they don't tire for the you excuses. And we want this election for be one election where if they announce the results, make nobody not get doubts. For say, we will not already see the future of this election. We will not say that's what them in plan for do. We want to get an election where for the first time you go see the presidential candidate on the losing side go say, congratulations to the person we don't win. And not go begin to say again, the election not credible. Because all of them thing and they undermine with democracy. Because when once somebody not satisfied, the history of SALONE politics, we don't ever get a leader we don't agree say they win me. When you check SALONE politics history, but this time around, we can able to change that dynamics there. And we go only able to achieve that day to the body we're responsible for oversee the process of election and as well as the elections. Lots of people feel say when people they put smart by ECSL, oh no, you want to take the side of the opposition. Look, it's not about taking the side of the opposition. It's about waiting to save Sierra Leone. It's about waiting to make this country also maintain the peace where we get. And if ECSL for now, we all know say the peace then at the hand. Because whatsoever way Mr. Mohamed Kone, when the Chief Electoral Commissioner for the ECSL can announce on a particular date after this election, now he go determine the stability of we peace. Now he go determine how improved with democracy don't they like. Now he go determine the development of this country as well. Like I say, we can able make history where for the first time we go get a situation who's the person we go lost or the one that we go lost because we not get one party. The one that we go lost go call the person we win and say congratulations and not go behind the back and say they rogue me. We not go want for that kind of situation there. Because ever in the history of this country, we no one day hear that kind of thing there. All right, fumble them. We they get the Pprc chairman. They call we. Let's see if we go able for connect them within this period. Yeah, so. Hello, Mr. Bangura. This is TDN African Media. You welcome to the program Salone Talk.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, Mr. Bangura. Earlier on, now we headline. We don't tell fumble them say. We go want for talk to you concerning the engagements we una they get with the APC party and the ECSL alongside the security sector and other stakeholders. Fambulden go wants for know, as the chairman of the Political Parties Regulatory Commission, who say una reach for make una get this engagement here so at this time?
Well, we get to the point where everybody speaks their own case. The APC been get for outline the concerns they will then get, and when they're done, the EPSL been get for respond to those concerns. And when we get to that point, we should say most of the issues that we not facing the issues that we not go able to resolve with constructive engagement. So we decided because then they are the EPSL very busy. They go about planning for the elections, and the APC also very busy for concluding campaigns. So we don't want to keep them too long in a meeting. So after 2 or 3 hours in that meeting, we decide to let one man go back, and we request that the party for constitute a smaller committee where they come back today, hopefully, and also ECSL constitute a smaller committee. But this time, so we're not going to call in the development partners and the election observer missions. They will be invited, and the CSOs. This will purely be now between the two parties, the APC and the ECSL, and then we will convene the meeting, the Pprc, the Peace Commission. Of course, we will also invite the IG again, the CDS, because there may be issues we will come up with on their own department, or maybe we're able to make comments or where necessary give assurance that we move the process on. So the party can go consult and go engage, then come back and tell we say, then they represent a group. So then they go back now, go tell the group, then this will not propose, they may then constitute a small committee, now continue with the meeting tomorrow. So whatever the outcome of that consultation, then go call we back in the morning. So at the eagerly they await that call now. We hope that we continue the dialogue today at 11 o'clock.
All right. One of the concerns them where most of the common citizens don't raise now that for far too long the APC don't highlight some of these challenges where they don't face with the electoral process, especially that we get for do the operations of the ECSL and we get for do its police intimidation on all that. As a body we're responsible for regulate political party them, one of our other significant roles them now for also make sure say una seek their own favor. Famble them they wonder why now una engage them where it don't say then they make them complaints they are.
Well, we also want to let Famble them not say it's not only the APC where they say it don't say where they make them complaints there. When we sit on yesterday for talk the ECSL as well, then we say all of those concerns where they don't they raise, then they address them as when they come. So both sides get their own side of the story. The APC we don't raise their concerns there, and the ECSL they say yes, when they don't raise their concerns there, but we make sure to be they address all of these concerns as soon as they come with them, you know. And respecting why now is not only why now. In the first place, we as a commission, we, as you say, now we charge with the responsibility of overseeing the activities of political parties. So we expectations now that if any political party gets issue, we want way for interfere. I mean, definitely, then for don't make a representation to we relating to those issues, where the APC no ever do. And as a commission, we not micromanage, we parties them. If there are issues who think say they can address themselves by being consultative with any side we then get issue with, I think say it's for us to sit and wait and see how much they can go with it, so that we're not going to be seen to be micromanaging their activities. So it's not that we did not want to ask, but we are not consulted. And also the APC early June, around June the 4th or so, then do a letter, we then complain Her Excellency the First Lady, and the ECSL also do a letter, we then complain the APC, the APC they intimidate them. So on the 9th of June, we call a meeting with the intention of looking into all of those activities. And definitely, if that meeting had been, if the APC for we don't attend that meeting, maybe the issues there all for don't come up and we started the negotiations, because that is the allegation the ECSL is making against the APC, that they are being intimidated and they are being harassed by the party. The party is saying that the ECSL is not as transparent as this, and therefore they are suspicious. So,
okay.
I mean, the meeting of the 9th, I mean, the APC unfortunately not be chance for come, and therefore we are not opportune to look into these issues. So.
Okay, so for clarity again, you say the APC not being consulted at all?
The APC not be informed of their concerns officially. Like any other person will be they see on social media all of the back and forth between them and ECSL. But as I say, we are not constituted to micromanage political parties. If they get issues and feel say they can address them by themselves, we have an obligation to allow them to try the process.
Okay, so, now, before you left with, I'm going to go on for no. Waiting on the hope for be the final outcome of this engagement, since we barely get 3 days to elections.
Well, I think the final outcome is bringing the parties together so that we will move on with the exercise peacefully, as everybody is expecting. And as I tell you, all of the issues raised are not things in our issues that we really, on a sticking issues. These are issues that can be resolved by constructive engagement. And from the explanations yesterday, we think, more or less, for let people give a detailed explanation as to what thing this don't do and which that one they don't do. Then we move on. Well, these are not issues that are particularly impossible to resolve.
All right. Thank you for what you talk to TDN Africa Media.
A pleasure.
All right, fumble them. That's now Mr. Abdulai M. Bangura, him na the chairman for the Political Party Regulatory Commission, and as Naden, they head the engagement between the APC party and that of the ECSL. Of course, Ezekiel, we are waiting the chairman for the Pprc say.
Yeah, I think one surprising news I get from the chairman that with always they go on with the concerns with the APC they raise with regards to the elections. He say according to them, they not inform them formally. Well, this is now one of the things where they can create some kind of misinformation to the public, because the public can actually want to know which are some of them, then what are some of the things where they go on and how they want to be responsible for able to come to this aid and sort out the problems. Now, if the PPRC not be informed formally on the issues where APC they go on, I believe as an institution we don't want to see the country end up to a chaos. Then just need for like come inside and see and ask why we are not right way, rather for just so and see how things go. Like I don't go so now, and today now just 3 days to election. So we see the people actually they expect like the one that we are responsible for CC there is a free and fair conduct of elections. Come inside into some of these concerns. For we get say the PPRC not be informed into some of the issues they are. I believe well, we not actually understand, but for the sake of peace, sometimes we just need for like come inside and try for acts. Well, in as much as they go through this, when I came, or I can advise them when I go through the right channel so that let me say come inside in order for response. For Mr. Bangura will tell the public say most of the things where they go on with the APCs or the thing the way the APCs they raise concern on elections and not say not to one thing no more than they raise concern.
Yeah.
They raise concerns on elections, materials, and even the security sectors and all. So like the PPRC for don't see and intervene. Sometimes if you not say Alexa, where problem they happen. Sometimes the person where they face the problem, get a term for begin go and I go lodge complaint this that. You don't see, you go come inside and step in. You can advise, okay, I come for advice now. In as much as they face them kind of problems there, why would I not go pass through the correct channels? Why would I not go write formally so that we will respond quicker, rather than just look come so say until now we see the PPRC responded. So that means until now when they receive an official letter, I believe I make the PPRC take this kind of actions. But what if at all the APC party not being, or let's say they're not informed the PPRC as to then complain there. But like in the things of look, the way how the elections they go on, I mean, then self na motor man and they na the institutions, then they observe and then they see what they go on the social media.
True.
And then they see other media houses they report on these things. You know, I think then for them come inside in order for serve as a body way for counsel the victims, for tell them or direct them what if for do, you know, rather for just sit down and wait until this time. When I ask this question because the time don't late actually on the call of the PPRC, you know, and the time the way APC party they raise them concern they are, now we can say now a very long time to the elections, and we know that they see the effectiveness of the PPRC in order for put these parties or the people away involved together and get this similar kind of engagement, you know. So sometimes we get for actually be show concern all over anything where they go on. If you not show concern, it might be say, let's say for instance, the APC, yeah, you know, writes the PPRC officially on the concerns we then raise. But for the sake of peace, for the sake of settling, we get a credible elections. The PPRC can intervene, can come in a way that for advice. Okay, in as much as we are not right with this, but I want for, I tell you what I say, it better when I follow the true channel for lay una complain, for make una complain. You know, we open up for receive any complaint. So by so doing, I believe say one part of the person them way within the APC go see reason and say, okay, yes, it is right. Waiting somebody from the PPRC say, no, we do them. You know, so now so me they take them, Amadu. Now so me they look at her, say the PPRC for don't like respond this kind of way rather than maybe just silence and we see say just closer to the elections they're able to call on the both parties in a discussion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on this. You know, if you didn't host as parents, let's say you get 3 picking them, yeah, and the all land 3 picking here, all man get your own 3.
Sure.
The other picking in lively. The other one in no lively in a house, boy lively not it. You get the other one in no lively at all. In just quiet no more. You know the unfair person, you know they go nobody away. Then all of a sudden, you see that you begin the, it don't begin the tower, it don't begin the come out. It they speak up against thing there. Yeah? It they speak up against thing there. That one when I be momo, you see, you don't begin to talk, you don't begin to talk. You the papa, you just sit down no more, you the observe. And most so way they talk not up and gladness. You know you will call her, you put her down. You say Pasicale complain to you as papa. Big question mark there na that side.
Sure. Sure. I think that's a very good scenario you make because if you overlook that Pekin they complain, you know, they respond as a parent, you find out say it will go out of hand.
It will go out of hand.
No wonder maybe we can see some reasons why Pekin they beating parents.
Exactly.
Or they even go to the extent they begin costing.
You do the wrong thing.
Yes. So
but let's pull up the analogy and come back to the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
PPRC na the papa in this case. Papa in which sense? Now you they look after the political party there. Now you they represent them. Now under you then they. If you don't see say the APC party, they're not on the cry. But when the election time reach, they begin to tell you say this they happen, this they happen, this they happen. Then call you, they not call you. As how me the thinker, naturally. We say you want to let peace prevail, you go call. And we go get for prove this as well. If at all not the APC not officially complain, but all lending they also to the PPRC before this time. Because themselves as speaking, sometimes they waiting them on you. You talk one, you talk two, you talk two. Because you know say we African parents them back. Once you get for do it, you and your age mates, then they sit down and say, "Lord, wait if they can't complain."
Yeah.
If you want to make like a fight for himself, who the left and left fight for himself. So on both sides, but to go get for proof than they force by talking to the APC for know if at all not, they not like complain officially.
Excellent.
Because in all honesty, now a professional institution then gets a mandate. Perhaps that's not one cross the new mandate.
Yeah.
As much as what they think about the peace, but there are protocols where probably then self no go on for go against, which the Peking self when at the party for make sure say them if don't let complain. But maybe if say the APC don't let complain directly or indirectly because then get the PPLC meeting when at the political party liaison committee of which the ECSL a member, the security sector a member, the civil society a member, some of we donor partners then a member, the PPRC is a member of that particular committee day.
Yeah.
And we understand say most of the complaints where APC don't make, then don't channel and to that meeting day. Then don't bring and come to the table to that meeting day. So it could be very, very, very unfair for say they're not actually lay a formal complaint by saying they're not officially right way because that's not the way they put on. And if another part of a liaison committee something come up there, that particular issue will come up in that liaison committee meeting there for be treated with utmost priority.
Sure.
Because as long as the issue we get for do with the transparency of the election, or as long as the issue we get for do with the electoral process, una for make sure say una look into it. Formality not for the that particular thing there. So for me, I think we go get for confirm this from the APC because it's a very, very big statement now in my view for say they're not being done right the PPRC formally on that particular issue. And I think now something where the PPRC not been supposed to wait say whether they're right there or not. And on the other hand again, APC have been supposed for them make a formal complaint to them. And me believe say a formal complaint was made through the PPLC meeting, when at the political party liaison committee meeting, of which the PPLC is a member, the APC party is a member, the ECSL is a member. So it came to a doubt for make we read and really from the PPLC chairman. But all the same, we go go talk to the APC for all we know what themselves think, but that particular statement they where the PPRC chairman make for say all the complaint on them where they make all this why they not ever bring them formally to the PPRC. For we that's the news.
Sure, and again I think Mr. and Bangura also mentioned things at the discussion that he say the outcome was enough for just bring everybody on board and see how they go get a peaceful outcome, you know. But the question here is, some of these things where APC they raise, I don't know whether in bringing them together, the NTR will be given to the political party. Especially the APC still they continue for stress on this voter list where they expect the ECSL to give them the final voter list where get for comprises of the voter in name, the address, the center, the number, you know, everything, a correct, clean picture, all in the day, then they request forget that one day. So I don't know whether bringing them together, if then TR get for be given to the political party, the APC especially, in order for sort out. Because again, if they not give them, I don't think say they will feel okay, you know. And also they raise concern say let electronic counting not be done during these elections. Then want the manual where they count the paper 1-1, you know. I don't know if this again they get for these PPRs get for take note on these things, because once something that are not being done, then like a problem, you know. So I think from them, if you just join me, this SALONE Talk program, they come to you live from TDN Africa Media and stay connected and sending you your text message on our Facebook and what YouTube page and call on the number. So quickly, I think time on the battery for give the elections updates and the campaign updates for today. Of course, for the elections updates, it all left 3 days to go. 3 days. After 3 days, then we will get the elections. The campaign, now so it go. The SLPP today, the campaign, na Kailau, Kenema, Bambali, Bond, Ujon, and Western Urban. Now the area then this way the SLPP they campaign, the NDA then they campaign, they get in campaign today now Kono, Falaba, Bo, and Moyamba. The PMDC they get a campaign today now Western Area Rural District. The NURP they get in campaign today na Kanadugu. The PDP they get in campaign today na Tonkolili District. The NGC they get in campaign today na Karen District. And the RUFP they get in campaign today na Potloko. So far so good. This is not the campaign calendar for them political parties here with the campaign today. So we see say the main opposition party not gets any areas for doing campaigns. So Famul, if you just join me, this is SALONE Talk you listen to as we discuss plenty things today inside the program. And like I say, Amadu, and you see the people or the APC party especially, then they expect much. Then they expect the expectation from this dialogue where the PPRC don't call for, in order for give them what they want or assure them what they want, you know. And they want for say the security sectors, then for take time on how they for respond to violences, and then they claim say then they bully them too much in times of their political campaigns, and they want the way they do something at the police, you know, and when they see evidence, videos them way, then they just the way they pass on the social media, and would also they see the supporters of the SALONE People's Party, then they can put some kind of violence, like stop them for enter na Kenema and other areas. So I think then they also they get this kind of responses. Now so me they think come and they take a Amadu.
Yeah, of course. The APC they're very much dissatisfied with so many things, and dancing and they already dissatisfied with actually not a guarantee with democracy. You know, most of the things they were then dissatisfied with not a guarantee with democracy. That is why, if you listen to me earlier on when I be the talk, I talk and plain see the piece of this country in the hands of the ECSL for now. What are we saying? We know they say if ECSL give results, people then go first. You understand? But ECSL get to understand say back. The results where they give be a very clean result.
Sure. Because
you know can tell within that result the way they announce could bring come to this society. And if people are aggrieved with several things the way they go on in the country, so the process will lead to the election of a president who will determine the leadership of this country for the next 5 years. Then the people that are aggrieved with that process all the other grievances, go be seen in this one particular one.
Sure.
Because last, you know, for example, upon the rights of citizens. Somebody they call now the program, and we want to give opportunity to this particular person based on the time we call. So he go speak to win at the program. Hello and welcome to the program SALONE Talk.
Yes, my brother. I'm Ibrahim back for the call from Moyamba.
Okay.
Let God bless you for this discussion. I believe your input to the I appreciate so much what you talk. That was the best solution, that parable, and one of the best parables for every duty going on in this country. Reporting structure, now in the need for address this particular election business. Because what you make talk so, this country, now one day elections, period, then finish, it done. Then tomorrow back then make gladly. But then intimidation, how would you see the going. the brother complain, none of the medicine. Complain needs to be addressed. You input than that.
All right. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for what you call the program. All right, Famble them. That's not the one lucky caller we will get today from Pujon. I think say Moyamba, I beg your pardon. Yes. I mean, today and we're glad if you no say Moyamba themselves don't begin to connect now.
Yeah, exactly.
We tell you plenty thank you for who they follow the program. And at this we want make people then they call inside the program and make their contribution. This is not salon talk. We always see them, now so we the talk. Sure. Because eventually we believe say if this country I get for go before, make we all not on mumu. Yeah, if it's freedom, yeah, what would they pray for? Who wants that this country for come by sweat and blood? Let some of your own blood go. Because we believe say this country also for develop. Someone will not on mumu for talk for the benefits of this country. We want to say sorry that we're not able to talk to both the Director of External Relations, now Ecsl, and the former APC Member of Parliament, Honorable Abdulai, inside the program, due to the fact that they say at this stage, now the Ecsl, then they count the ballot papers we arrived yesterday. So now like watch me and watch you session now. Sure. Nobody know how to move now that particular scene day. So then take excuse say for make una kindly forgive them in that they're not go able for talk inside the program today. But we want for assure and say if we go able to get them for subsequent programs, then we will definitely bring them come inside the program for can talk to una. Now I saw the program Salon Talk will come to an end, and we wait on they bring the program can to una. Me on name na Amadu Esba. They say tata and they wish una all a wonderful day.
And me on name na Ezekiel Koroma. Say thank you all.
Now not the time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for sin. All we want for sin. All we want for sin. Till the end they say, all we want.